Fast car never did. Slash was pretty petite. Who is she like, bae? It's me. French kiss make it say we.
Yes, sir. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's an absolute pleasure to host you once again on the daily live streams. My name is Lorenzo. Good to see you all. Welcome back to the streams. We have some updates in regards to the trade, yesterday's trade, but the trade after that as well here. Let's go over it. And man, good to see you all. How's everyone doing so far? Let me ask you a question. How was your trading year? Let me know in the chat, please. How was your trading year? Everything okay? Are you improving? Are you getting there? Are you still struggling? Let's be honest here, guys. Let's be honest here. Let's get to work. We're going to talk about the markets once again here. I'm going to do today an overview of things that I'm looking at currently. And then also, of course, just a couple of setups that I'm going to mark out in case they happen later on. Maybe not on the live stream. But if not on the live stream, then hopefully later, regardless. So we're going to make sure that we have this in place. And then we're going to move forward from there. We have some news. Let's talk about this first here. And let's get the party started. But first, let's see what the chat is saying. Where you guys are at here. Let me see what is happening, G's. What is happening? Good to see you, my man, Maxi, my G. What's up? How are you? Hope you're doing well. Daniel Burger. Mr. Gold, I can better call you. Brad, good to see you. Franklin, good to see you. Biggest year. Butterfly says, I need to learn marking volume profile on other setups like swing points, previous daily and previous weekly. Definitely something we can talk about, my friend. Ankit, good to see you as well. Renato, Cian Andrews, Dominic, Nam FX, W Lorenzo got my first payout today. My G. If you are in a Telegram, by the way, man, post that. Post your payout. Post your payout. Make sure you share this with us. Only love. Only love. Lelouch, my G, good to see you. Porto, my G, good to see you too. All right, guys. Welcome back. Good to see you all. Let's get to work. A big shout out to the OGs, obviously in the trading floor. Dominic, Ryu, Vanessa, Liam, and all the other guys that are here. Andre as well. Bonanza, good to see you, my man. Brad, good to see you. Adrian, as always, joining the LTA fam. Absolutely love it. Good to see you all. Looking forward to see what we can do here. Economic calendar today, G's, is showing us a negative outlook for the dollar again. All right, the dollar has been dropping, and this is exactly what we were waiting for yesterday. Remember when we went long on the EURUSD? Do you understand why we went long on the EURUSD yesterday? Unfortunately, we got stopped out of the trade here, but I was pretty committed. I was pretty committed to the dollar breaking down and looking weaker overall here. So I did decide to take another setup. I will go over that as well here, which was the dollar yen. You see that? The dollar yen. We talked about that one. We talked about that trade as well here. So you could see the loss right here, right? That's our loss from yesterday. We managed to immediately actually fix this after the stream, right? So this is something, and I'm just going to tell up front, I'm going to be honest with you, this is something that I cannot control. I follow the same exact process with our group. We know what works. We know that we have an edge. We know that we're profitable. So what we need to do is we need to just follow up with setups. We need to just keep going, taking the same type of setups over and over again. And that's something I cannot control on stream. And this is why, obviously, we have our Telegram group to keep you guys in the loop right here, to keep you guys fully updated about what we're doing and how we're looking at the market and the reasoning for our setup here. So yesterday I said, dollar on an absolute rampage, still following through with what we talked about in the video analysis today. While I am reacting from 8-hour supply, we are starting to see internal reversal patterns. You could see this right here, right? Beautiful play, 8-hour supply right there, followed by a C, an M, and an E right there, right? Dollar was getting rejected. This led us, of course, to that setup right there. We managed to close our trade in full TP just because we're following that exact setup. step number one, right? Higher time frame supply right here. First reason. Second one, break, manipulation, expansion, retracement, right? The CME. For the people who are new, we can go over this pattern over and over again. Happens all the time. This is a high probability setup if you put it in the right context, if you take the trade in the right setting, okay? And we're gonna make sure that you guys are fully updated. We're gonna talk about that, but that's, like I said, something I cannot control. And this is why we just have to follow up with all our trades right here in our Telegram group, okay? So this is why we have built our Telegram, to keep you updated also outside of the streams, in case I'll take other trades besides just the trades on the live stream. I hope that makes sense here. So a big reason for you to join us is for that exact reason, is for the daily updates. So if you want to do that, click on the link in the chat or in the description. We have a couple of new guys as well here that I want to welcome. Milan, good to see you, my friend. Also good to have you in our group right now. And yeah, in terms of the market today, right? We talked about the dollar being weaker. The dollar is pushing down super aggressively. Matter of fact, look at how aggressively we came down here, okay? So yesterday, we talked about this area of supply. Who was there yesterday on the stream? Let me know, because we talked about this area of supply yesterday. Well, pretty much throughout our session yesterday, the dollar was ranging. The dollar didn't really move. It happened later on the session. So like late New York, late New York, that's when the dollar started pushing, right? Well, we talked about this daily supply zone being created and actually being extremely important for us to pay attention to. And eventually, and I must say eventually, because it was 2 p.m., right? New York time, 2 p.m. That's finally when we start to break down, right? And when this supply actually led us to that breakdown for the dollar, which of course gave us a tremendous amount of opportunities. And this was one of the reasons why we wanted to long the EURUSD yesterday on stream, right? The biggest reason was that exact reason, us being in that demand zone right here. You could see that right there, that 4-hour demand, remember? Right there. And then that internal structure right there, right? That range right here. And we had that manipulation here. And then we wanted to take a long setup. The moment we came back for the continuation, we took that trade and we rolled over and we got stopped out. But then, guess what happened? The move later on was the actual move towards the upside. And look at where we are right now here. So instead of me trying to re-enter the EURUSD, I decided to, instead of doing that, to simply go for the dollar yen instead, because the dollar yen was just setting up much better for that exact reason right here. You can kind of see this, right? Tapping into 8-hour supply right here. And then boom, price tapped into it, wicked, broke down. And then on the 15-minute, do you guys see the setup? If you understand the setup, press a 1 in the chat, please. And if you don't understand the setup, press a 2 in the chat. I just want to see how many new people are here, so they kind of understand and engage what we're doing, because the setup is very, very clear. One. All right. Don't have to explain it too far then. But yeah, indeed, you guys can then see the setup right there, right? The range, the breakout, manipulation, and the expansion being weaker. And guess what happened on the dollar yen in the past, right? Every freaking time when we created demand zone or supply zone, we get rejected here. Look at that. Rejection after rejection after rejection. So it's simply following up with that same process, right? Scaling in or taking multiple different trades the moment you tap into one of these zones and then follow through right there. So yeah, that is the end right now. So if you go to the dollar at the moment, let's go back to the dollar and see where we are, because the dollar is weak. However, the reason why this is weak is because what I think is happening here is that there is that anticipation of the rate cuts, right? The rate cut next week. The chances of a rate cut is significant, by the way. For the people that are not fully aware of it, you can use this tool right here. It's called the Fed Rate Monitor tool. This is extremely important. The chances of us decreasing interest rates one more time is 84% for now, all right? So this is probably the anticipation of a weakening dollar, right? Dollar weakening in anticipation of the FOMC, which we're gonna see next week. So therefore, keep a very close eye on the dollar right now. The only thing that I can say though, and I think this is also important for you guys to pay attention to as well, is that we are now tapping into, you might already see it here, or we are very close to tap into daily demand right there below, right? So let's just say, okay, we remove the wicks, we just use the top body here, we're already in demand. We can actually start now already knowing that we're in demand right here. So it might be that around this area right now, throughout the session today, the dollar is gonna find some support, okay? Yes, we have bearish news, but we are at a major area of support right now. Let's see how the dollar responds. We have much more news coming later on, by the way. Correct? Much more news coming. We have the PMI, the ISM, manufacturing, and the US President Trump is speaking as well later. That's not for us to worry about, but that's something to think about. Dollar right now is holding up, and we're gonna see what happens with the dollar at this current moment. Now, if we take that and we go to gold, for example, where's Goldie? Goldie, all right, yesterday gold got rejected. Why did gold got rejected there? What do you guys think? What is the reason for gold for that rejection on gold? Let me know, please, in the chat, because there are a couple of different reasons why I think gold is struggling here, and I do think it's important to take this in consideration. News, profit taking, previous daily very high. Four-hour supply, NAM FX, 4-hour supply. I took a long trade yesterday on the demand. That was actually really good idea. If you took that long trade here on gold, let me go to the gold chart, by the way, the gold spot chart for a second. So we are kind of on the same page. Yeah, you can kind of see how the dollar gold reacted from the daily demand zone, right? That was actually a really good buy. If you bought there at around 4168 or something around that level here, I think that was a pretty decent buy right there. But at this current moment though, okay, what you have to understand is that you are also getting rejected, or you are close to 12-hour supply as well here. Okay. So the thing about gold right now, and you can see already how gold got rejected at it yesterday, right? Gold got rejected at it multiple times yesterday. Right here, price ranged, it broke down, it pulled back, and it came back towards, I guess it was this range right here. Let me see. I think it was this range. Price pulled back into the range and it sold off aggressively, tapped into demand, and is now trying to push up higher. But at this current moment, gold is still in a very, very tricky position here, because you are literally ranging, you are in the middle of a range right now, also from a higher time frame standpoint, right? Yes, we are trending upwards. So this is by default looking good, but at the same time, right, look at this high that we still haven't broken yet, like how gold is struggling here. You can already see, if you just draw a line, right, just draw a simple line, you can already see how gold is pretty much struggling around these areas right now at this current moment here. So how do we go about it here? Well, to be honest, I don't personally like to long gold below any of these levels here, because of the fact that we are just, you know, easily could withdraw and just push down again, right? Back into demand, back into support, finding its way down before pushing up higher. As far as what I can see, gold is just having a hard time trying to break through here. So that breakthrough moment will be absolutely huge for gold if we can manage to break back above that 42.47 level. I'm really looking forward to see if we can take it further. But for now, I'm just going to pay attention to where gold is at here. If you go to the lower time frames and we mark out the session breaks, you can simply see that we are now currently sitting at the Sunday open. All right, so that means that we might find some resistance there very soon. Our conclusion is dollar is finding support soon. Gold is now here. I will be very cautious with long gold here, at least. I'm going to be very cautious with long gold here, because I could see these moments where gold pushes up higher and then drives down. What do I want to see? Obviously, I want to see gold breaking out, clearly, or pushing down lower again, right? That's what you're looking forward to. But that's it for gold here. Again, similar to yesterday. The reason why I traded Forex is because I was not really into gold yesterday. And I think we're pretty much trading around the same level as yesterday, right? We're still struggling around that same level here. So unless you bought lower, somewhere around this area, right? You can secure yourself throughout the London session, or you entered somewhere around New York lately and you just secured yourself. I think it's pretty solid. I think also if you entered around the London session, you can, you know, secure yourself and hope the price follows through. But for new entries right now, I think it's very tricky unless we push up deeper and we're just starting to see some sort of rejection again, right? So right now, gold, I'm gonna just put on the side at this current moment again until further notice. And then I'm gonna pay attention to see what will happen around here. Now there is one setup I am looking at, and that is the dollar Swiss. Let me go to the dollar Swiss here. Dollar Swiss. Look at the dollar Swiss. Look at how weak the dollar is against the Swiss franc, right? And the Swiss franc has been absolutely killing it over the past couple of weeks, months already, and it keeps pushing higher and higher. And today seems like the Swiss franc is doing again pretty well. Okay, so if the dollar remains weak, I would highly recommend to pay attention to this level right here, because it's a pretty obvious trend that we're forming right now, right? On the Swiss franc or the dollar against the Swiss here. And the main reason why I'm saying that is because, you know, look at where we came from. We tapped into that weekly supply here. We got rejected there. We have strong support there, but we're far from that at this current moment. On the daily time frame, we're breaking down, we're trending down, and on the 8 hour, you can clearly see the trend. You can also clearly see that we're forming new supply here. So I think that if price pulls back into this zone, that this is at least one thing that I will take in consideration. If the dollar pushes up higher and then just rolls over again, you know, continuing its weak momentum right there, right? So dollar Swiss is definitely a setup I'm going to pay attention to on the lower time frame if price decides to pull back, and see if we can find any setup around there, because that will be legendary. That will be an absolute awesome setup here. Very similar to the dollar yen, but the dollar Swiss has just broken down. And if we close this candle in 24 minutes, this is a very valid area of supply that I'm going to pay attention to. So if price rolls into this and we started to somehow range, or we create something on the lower time frame, maybe on the 5 minute, and we break down, I'll simply look for the continuation towards the downside right there. Okay. Now in the meantime, let's go to the trading floor and let's talk to the guys for a second and see what else they're looking at as well here, because we're going to see what they're doing. Some of guys were talking already in the previous call that we had with them about the equities, the Nasdaq being on the weaker side, just because of the fact that we are now in a major resistance at the moment. So we're going to talk about this as well here. But yeah, let me know what your thought process is in regards to gold. Are you guys currently trading gold? Are you guys still in a trade? Let me know. And if so, are you guys looking at a trade for gold right now? Just curious, just out of curiosity. If you're new, by the way, to this channel here, I highly recommend you to pay attention to the LTA Concepts Trading Warm-Up. This is something that you can download for free. It is a 300-page book full of insights of all the information, pretty much all our accumulated information over the last years, formulated into one clear book explaining everything that we're looking at, all the confluences from fundamentals to, of course, supply and demand, the technicals, how to mark out the right zones, right? How to get into a trade, how to use the higher time frame to go to the lower time frame, and how actually take setups from that moment onwards. And I think the most underrated issue, or the most underrated section, is, in my opinion, the risk and money management model, all right? That's included as well in this book, all right? The risk and money management model. I recommend you to look into it because everyone is always obsessed with like trading, setups. But once you become a better trader, once you start seeing the market clearer and you know what to do from a strategy standpoint, a lot of people are forgetting the fact that you also have to manage your trade correctly. And that managing is a whole other freaking deal. Okay, so if you are a great trader or a great strategist, that doesn't mean you're a great trader yet, okay? But therefore also listen and read this part right here, the 222 trading rule, how to avoid going freaking broke. Okay? You can download it in the description here. It's free of charge here. We created for you to hopefully inspire you becoming a better trader and also just more aware, less about the impulsive trades. I mean, it's cool to take trades impulsively and win and lose, but you're going to be stuck in this loop forever, my friend. You're going to be taking trades for the next 10 years. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose without a trajectory, without you moving forward, without you improving as a human being, right? If we want to truly build a legacy and we truly want to build a sustainable income for ourselves, then we obviously have to put in the work. And we cannot just always look for the current setup, the best setup of the day, without educating yourself or without putting some effort into testing, putting some effort into understanding your edge, into journaling. Like all these things are gonna come into play here if you want to truly become a better trader here. So this book is created for that exact reason. I highly recommend you to check it out too. Vcommerce says done with all the 300 pages. Legend. Absolute legend. Now let's see what Rio has to say here. Let's go over it right now. Let's see what's up here. Yo, Rio, what's happening, my friend?
What's up, Lorenzo?
Good afternoon, my G. How are you doing?
Good afternoon. Great.
Nice, nice, nice. Of course, we have a lot of news today here, right? A lot of things are happening, so we have to be a bit more precise here. Are there any scenarios, any things that you're looking at right now?
At the current moment, I'm just waiting, as you said, for the news to see, because dollar reached that weekly demand / daily demand as well. So I want to see how the news is gonna come out for the dollar, because also we have these 8-hour supply here. So if we get maybe a pullback there and then potentially continue the bearish momentum, that could be great for other currencies as well. But I'm still holding the UJ trade I took yesterday, and the setup was shared in the Telegram.
Yeah, man. Can you please explain or elaborate to that setup right here?
Sure. So UJ here was just going up and up. We saw that Japanese yen was very weak until it tapped into this 3 daily supply here, a major 3 daily supply, and then it started to slow down. And then we saw 12-hour supplies being created, for example here. Then we saw another one here. It just kept creating supplies over supplies here. And then last week we got the BOJ report, the Bank of Japan report, and we saw that the yen potentially could start gaining more strength, and combining that with the dollar weakness at the moment, dollar yen here pull back to this daily supply, and then I was waiting for a setup to form and then potentially take a swing trade and targeting that daily demand. And I marked out the previous 6 value low here and the Sunday open, and we can see that not even a single 4-hour candle closure was closed above it, and I took on the break of this candle low, and this is where you took the UJ trade as well, but on a lower time frame, the CME play.
That's a beautiful thing, right? You can also just long or take any swing trade if you want to, right? You don't necessarily have to always go for the lower time frame and execute on the, you know, the 15-minute like most of our trades, to be honest. But yeah, it's a beautiful example, man. Just trade with the trend. The trend is your friend until the end, right?
100%.
Awesome, bro. Okay, cool. Awesome trade, man. Keep it up, Ryu. You're doing amazing. Good to have you here, man.
Appreciate it. Cheers.
Now that allows us to go back to the dollar, because right now at this current moment, if we go back to where the dollar is at, I think we're gonna hopefully at least form some support here, or at least show that we make some sort of pullback, because I think that's the only way for us to allow us to push deeper. Gold is pushing up higher into that resistance right now, so that's also going to be, to be honest, it might be interesting to look at still. Okay, if the dollar decides to push up lower, then gold will start pushing up higher. But if the dollar starts bouncing here and we tap into this major range, yeah, then things might get very interesting. So the first level I would look at is the 4236. That is pretty much the only scenario where I would be looking at a reaction for gold, right? If gold taps into the 4236 and it starts rejecting there around 12 hour and the dollar finds support, I think that's a pretty valid setup overall here. Lorenzo, your mic is lower than usual. Is that really? I don't know. I don't think so. But if it's the case, then let me know. Is it happening, G's? Maybe test your audio. Just to be sure. All right. At the same time, right, when we're waiting for gold here, I'm just going to pay attention to this level right now. I'm just going to write it down first before we move over, just to have it set right there. I'm going to mark out this level right here, 4236. 4237, actually. Let's also mark out the swing here. Yeah, look at that. This is another thing about gold, right? Like, if you understand how these swing levels work, I highly recommend you to freaking test this, because this is why during the London session there was actually a gold long. Now I'm looking at it, actually a pretty clean long setup, because the dollar was very weak. Gold bounced from the daily demand zone, right? Right here, gold bounced from the daily demand zone. The new candle opened up. And if you then look at the daily demand zone, right? And if you then mark out, let me actually show you something that you should absolutely take in consideration if you trade gold. And that is the following. Look at this scenario right now, right? Look at what happened here. So gold tapped into the daily demand zone right around there, okay? Now, the first thing you're going to do is you're gonna mark out the swing low to the swing high, okay? You're gonna mark out your key levels. We have the value area high, we have the value area low, and we have the point of control, okay? These are always the three levels that we look at. The point of control is always gonna be the most important, all right? The most important level to take consideration. Why is that the case? Because in that swing, at exactly 4197, the most volume was traded, right? So what happens when price pulls back, G's? What happens when price pulls back? Price pulls back to that exact level where in that swing, the most volume was traded, the most trades were executed. It held that as support and it continued higher. And the reason why this worked is not just because of that. The reason why it worked is because we came from and bounced from a higher time frame area of demand, right? And this is what most traders completely miss out on, right? They forget that the higher time frame sets the tone, right? The higher time frame sets the bias, and the lower time frame follows through with the execution right here, right? So if you have the higher time frame, which is in this case daily demand right there, right? Daily demand, and the lower time frame swing low to swing high, and price breaks above this red line right here, and that is the ideal scenario that shows you that this demand was significant enough for price to push up higher, right? And pull back. And if this then turns into support, it shows that buyers are willing to take control here, and that you can actually take a trade on that level right around that zone here. And this is the reason why we used the fixed range volume profile, because it's just too freaking precise when it comes down to that exact level here, all right? And we've been using this level or this chart already for a long period of time, and the accuracy has been absolutely off the freaking charts right here. Crazy. So if you're new, I highly recommend to see what you can do here by marking out this tool or learn about this tool, the fixed volume profile, to see how you can benefit from it in your trading, right? It is not meant to give you the direction. It is meant to help you with your execution, all right? There's a big difference there. Whether you know where to set the low and the high point, really don't get it. Well, let's say you set in the low here, right? This is the area where we tap into the demand zone. That's the bottom, all right? There are actually two different ways you can draw. You can draw it from the top to the bottom, but let's just take this example. You use it, you let price get there, and you wait for the pullback. The moment it starts to pull back, right, you now have your levels, right? You now know in what level it can actually pull back into, right? And that's kind of the scenario, right? Price pushes higher, it pushes back, and it holds that level, and it continues to rally up here. So overall, if you look at it from that angle, it was actually a really valuable way of looking at gold right here. And you can see that gold is pushing up higher, right? At this current moment, it breaks back above the Sunday open, which is relatively strong. The only thing that you have to take consideration is that we're soon back at higher time frame resistance again, right around there. But yeah, the Sunday open means that right now as well, the weekly candle of gold has flipped bullish, right? And that is something that you can see right here. So we opened bearish, we flipped bullish, we came back down, we're now back bullish again, or we're now at least showing some sort of a green candle again. Do you use deep chart? I have opened it a couple times here. I've been playing around with it, but I haven't been using it a lot at this current moment yet, at least. But I'm looking into it now. I mean, to be honest, it is nothing different from any other platform that I've used before in the past, like ATAS platform, for example. It's another order flow platform right there. You have Sierra charts. I've played around with a couple of other those, so it's not completely new to me, right? When it comes down to order flow and anything in that matter. But yeah, I bought deep charts out of interest, out of support as well. Support the guys, and let's see what we can do there. Can you explain the dollar Swiss setup again? Yeah, sure. Let's do it one more time here. If this candle closes in 7 minutes, right? Let me actually just make sure you guys see it properly here. If this closes in 7 minutes, right here, we have created an 8-hour area of supply. If price pushes into that and we see rejection, I'm going to go to lower time frame. I'm going to look for trade setup if the dollar does not follow through. So if the dollar pushes up a bit, but it's still ranging, it's not really following through, I will see if we can look for a short setup right there. Absolutely, absolutely. What settings do you use for your VARN profile? You can find it right here in the book, my friend. Everything is in the book. Let's go over it. It's on page number 22. Page number 22. Thoughts on EU and GU? GU looks really strong. The pound today was absolutely insanely strong today. However, we're reaching a major area of resistance right now. Daily supply or daily demand has been created. We are also now at resistance as well here. So I think we're going to stop here for a second. We're going to slow down here for a second. But the pound has been absolutely killing it right now. So I would not try to short the pound here against the dollar right now. Absolutely not. No chance. Euro setup that we looked at yesterday, right? Where we got stopped. Same thing right here. Finding higher time frame resistance now as well. You can see this right here. Finding higher time frame resistance as well here. So this is what I'm saying, right? The chances that the dollar will make a move here or will react or start pushing higher or at least bounce is pretty significant, because you can see that most of the other currencies are kind of losing or finding their resistance now as well.
Wow, gold flying.
Yeah. How much does your Telegram group cost per month? There are two different ways you can join our Telegram. One way.
Oh, I'm back, guys.
One way is to pay $400. This is just one way. This is a one-way ticket to our group. But there is another way where you can actually join us completely for free.
Why I hear
And that is if
everything
you
double.
sign up with a oh, sorry guys. That is if you sign up with a broker called Vantage. Vantage is the broker that we use. If you deposit $350 on that account, you trade with that account, right? So you follow our trades or our setups with that account. You can actually join us for free right there. So if you already have a Vantage account, you can click on the link in the description. It's very easy to join. It's a very simple process. You get updated every day in regards to what we're looking at, or at least the best possible setups we are looking out for, okay? Including trade ideas and things like that on a continuous basis. Especially if you cannot watch the stream, or you are not just want to rely on a stream, then that is for sure the best possible. Because, you know, this is just, if I will take a trade there, I will let you know. There we go. I was waiting for this pushies. I knew dollar would start making a move soon. Let's see if gold is gonna react to that. By the way, if gold reacts to that, that will be. If gold reacts to dollar strength, then that's gonna be. It's gonna be interesting. We have news. I think in what? 1 hour? I think in 1 hour. 47 minutes. All right. Still an hour to go. Big Mal says I started using Heikin Ashi candles for extra confirmation. Seems to be working pretty well. Nice. Yeah, if that works for you, my mother actually uses Heikin Ashi candles all the time. My mother is a trader. She uses Heikin Ashi candles. I never got into it. I never got into it. I have no idea why. Lorenzo, what are you planning to do with your account? Currently, we're trying to just grow it, man. That's it. We're currently sitting at 60 Gs, 60.6. This is one of our accounts right now. We're just trying to grow nice and steady. Nice and steady, no pressure. Just chilling.
So
Nice.
You were looking at the Dow, right?
yes, I'm looking at the Dow currently.
What are you looking for?
Well, for longs, I was waiting for a closure above Sunday open, an hourly or 4-hour candle closure above for the continuation. But for shorts, I think with the best confirmation would be if it takes out this 12-hour demand, which already got bounced from it. Also considering Nasdaq and S&P are both overvalued against the bonds on the daily time frame using the SPI indicator from LTA. And same with Dow Jones, it's overvalued on the daily, so on the bigger picture looks better for shorts, but this price action hasn't been really clean this week. So I want to see either a closure above Sunday open for further long continuation and shorts below 12-hour. But currently it seems like it's going to make a CME from this range, but I don't know if I would take it for the shorts because of this overall range here.
Yeah, I would first let's just for sure wait for the open, right?
Yes, New York
Let's
Stock
see what
Exchange open,
happens.
exactly.
We're
Also, we have this big trend line as well, intraday trend line.
For sure.
Yes.
Lorenzo, why don't you use the swap-free account with the UJ trade that you took? I think it will be more expensive. But, you know, swap-free doesn't necessarily mean that it's that it's cheaper overall in the long term. just gonna pay more commissions. That's it. And at the same time, by the way, swaps are amazing, right? If you hold trades longer than a day, sometimes you can also use it in your benefit. So it should balance. You should just pay attention to it. Johnny Boy says, yes, I shorted gold earlier and it bites me hard, so I'd rather wait till it shows clean direction. Yeah, man. You know, the thing about gold is if gold is in higher time frame support right here, right? Daily demand right here. And then it struggles to, and then it starts to push up and it pulls above and it breaks out. Like during this process of gold dropping in demand, that is usually not the period where you want to look for shorts, because the last thing that you did, you tapped into higher time frame support, right? So if we're talking about shorting and scalping, let's say you're a scalper, and actually this is the moment to do so, because now you're reaching a higher time frame resistance. But yeah, anyways, I don't trust this this push up or push down, sorry. Not a big fan of it right now. I'd rather wait to see what happens around the Sunday open, for example. The other thing that you have to take consideration now is that the dollar is in that support zone, right? That's kind of the conclusion of what we're seeing on the dollar. The dollar is in that support right now. So yeah, that's something that we are looking at. Euro is still looking pretty strong. New Zealand dollar is holding up. Dollar yen is still weak. So we're definitely not there yet. Sunday open doesn't seem to matter. Price just hovers. Yeah, well, it did matter here, and it did matter here at the open, right at the open. It does have context though. Look at the yen. What's happening on the yen? Yeah. The yen is exploding, geez. The yen is exploding. Demand, price steps into demand, price explodes right now. Yeah, the yen is looking strong, man. The yen is looking strong. The yen is looking strong. Man, that's actually really good. Do you see rejection on gold? Yeah, this is what we talked about before. 37, right? Look at that rejection, guys. Yo, Lorenzo, indices are melting. This is why. Daily supply, geez. Daily supply. Daily freaking supply. Woo! Major push down. Damn. Wow. Holy damn. That is a, what? 1% push. Pre-open. Holy moly. That's crazy. That is crazy. Yo, Lorenzo, thank you for your message. I always forget to look at the higher time frame. Higher time frame bias is so important. I'm gonna focus more on this. Yeah, for sure, bro. Pay attention to this, man. Pay attention to the higher time frame. If you simply look at gold right now, right, and you go to the higher time frame here, and you look at the 12-hour, where are we currently reacting from? Where did we react from yesterday, right? It's the same level. You can see it right there, right? Gold is getting rejected from that higher time frame supply. That's it. So longing into that supply zone is super tricky, right? This is why we marked out our initial level to see what's happening here. Because you can kind of see right now, if you look at gold from this perspective, right? Now it suddenly becomes a lot clearer. If you mark out the range, you can see that we tapped into that zone here. 42.37. We got rejected. Price is in 12-hour supply. What do you think will happen if price starts flipping bearish or if price starts pushing down? That's not looking good, G's. That is not looking good. All right, so for now, gold is in resistance. And this is what we said before, right? Here we were in demand, here we are in supply. So if we are in supply, we're not gonna buy. And if we are in demand, we're not gonna sell, right? So we're looking to sell from that level. And see if we can finally make a break of structure or shift, bearish or something in that matter. That would give me the confidence to say, okay, now we can like kind of try to see if we can push down again. Right, and the only way to do that is, I think, break below that POC level that we marked out beforehand. Where would you buy? I would buy if you're lower, obviously, or if you break out of that supply zone. That's it. Just gonna observe gold a little bit here. See how it moves, see how it behaves. Because right now we are in that higher time frame resistance. Gian says, my setup, Lorenzo, sell on the Monday POC. EP is POC previous week. Insane how price reacted from that range, right? Order control never lies. Lorenzo, is your mother a trader? Yeah, my mother is already trading for years. So I started trading before, and then I think I inspired her. And then she started trading as well. That's how it goes. And she actually is doing pretty good, so I'm very happy for her. It's in the family. Even my grandmother always watches the live streams, every live stream. She doesn't even speak English. My grandmother cannot speak English, but she watches every live stream. Right now she's in the hospital though, so unfortunately. Not doing well. Does she still use Heikin Ashi? Yes, he still uses Heikin Ashi candles. With LTA though, a hybrid. All right, gold flipped as well here right now at the moment. 30-minute candle is gonna close soon. Also, the Asian highs today were taken out too. Asian highs were taken out, London highs were taken out. That leaves us with the London lows, baby. That leaves us with the London lows. All the best to your energy. I wish her good news and health. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. In my order book, big bubble at your fixed point of control. That is a good sign. Is it green or is it red? Let me know. Gian, let me know. Let me know. Is it a green bubble or is it a red bubble? I need to know that. Yo, guys, that's an absolute crazy drop on the indices, by the way. Pre-market. Wow.
Yeah, took out all. It was interesting because before the drop, it took out previous daily high and then dropped heavily. So interesting to see how it's gonna develop
Crazy.
in the New York Stock Exchange Open.
Yeah, we're gonna do with the New York Stock Exchange Open first, so that's gonna be interesting. What's up, Lorenzo? How do you draw supply and demand zones? The only way I draw supply and demand zones is the following. I look at a 3-candle bar play, all right? And the only thing that you have to think about is just candle 3 has to break candle 1. That's it. candle 3 has to break candle 1. Okay, so you have different types of candles. You have a drop-based drop and a rally-based rally. These are your continuation setups, right? Right here. So if this is your base, this is your expansion. So these are like 3 candles right there, 3 candles right there, right? 1, 2, 3. This is the expansion, right? Then this is your area of the month right there, okay? So it's your third candle or your second candle. In this case, it's the other way around, right? But then you have something that's called a reversal pattern or something that we call a drop-based rally. It's one of the most common terms in supply and demand here, a drop-based rally. Right, so let's say this is candle 1. Just gonna do it very quickly. Candle 2 and candle 3, right? Candle 3 needs to exceed candle 1. That's it. So how does it look like on gold? Well, right here, you can see that right there, right? Candle 1, candle 2, candle 3. Candle 3 breaks candle 1. Now candle 2 becomes supply. Right there. That's the easiest way I like to look at it. I only utilize, and this is also important, only utilize supply and demand on the higher time frame. Only on the, you could say 4-hour, 8-hour, 12-hour, daily, weekly, monthly. Everything that you can do in 4. So cycles of 4, right? 4-hour, 8-hour, 12-hour. All right? Because in every 8-hour and every 12-hour, you have a 4-hour candle as well. So I like to utilize supply and demand from that perspective because it seems to be aligning very well with what I'm looking at. And you can see how it got rejected there, right? So price created supply, next candle taps into it, got rejected. Next candle taps into it, got rejected. Now again, next candle taps into it, having a hard time. Next time I will make sure I have some slides available or something like that. I can quickly explain you a couple scenarios here, but it's actually super easy. Candle 1 needs to break candle. Candle 3 needs to break candle 1. Good example is here on gold, right? Candle 1. Candle 2, candle 3. Candle 3 breaks candle 1. Demand. Candle 1, candle 2, candle 3. Candle 3 breaks candle 1. Demand. And so on and so on. Candle 1, candle 2, candle 3. This becomes supply. Gets broken, but became supply. Candle 1, candle 2, candle 3. What happens? Look at this candle right here. Imagine you shorting, right? Imagine you shorting from this high right there. Candle 1, candle 2, candle 3. Next candle opens up, sets in a top wick. Bye-bye. We're talking a 1,600, 1,007 pip move. Candle 1, candle 2, candle 3, sell off. 1, 2, 3, fourth candle taps into it, sells off. Dollar yen gave us the perfect example, by the way. I've taken so many trades on the dollar yen over the last couple of days, weeks. Just in general, just by understanding supply and demand. And if you go from there, I'm not trading supply and demand because it's too high of a time frame, right? I don't want to enter my trade on the 8-hour, put my stop loss above it. It'll take too long. So I go to the lower time frame for my actual trades here. But if you go here, I can just show you supply after supply after supply right there. Look at this example. let me show you some supply and demand so you truly understand how it works, right? So candle 1, candle 2, candle 3. Candle 3 breaks candle 1. This becomes supply. What happens with the next candle? Nothing. Next one, nothing. Next one, taps into it. What happens then? Boom, sell off. Do we have new supply right now? Yes, we do. Candle 1, candle 2, candle 3. What happens? 12-hour supply. Let's wait for the closure. New candle. Waiting. New candle. Boom, new candle taps into it. What happens then? Price sells off, right? Price comes down, breaks down, boom. Let's go to the 8-hour. Let's see what happens here. Candle 1, candle 2, candle 3, boom. Price comes up, taps into it. Hey, what happens? Price breaks down. Internally, we have our range, our manipulation, our expansion. Guess what happens? We start selling off, right? Same process, my friend. Same process. Happens over and over again. And here we are right now. All right, so internally, we use the volume profile from the left to the right. We go here, we mark it out, we mark it over the zone. Price ranges. The C, it manipulates the M, and then the E. These are our entry models. These are our execution models that we use after we understand supply and demand. So the moment you understand supply and demand, that is when you can look at the actual volume profile, where you can actually start executing trades upon this tool right here. All right, and this is a tool that you can learn about, that you can use, that you can practice. But this is for my execution and it's not for my bias. My bias comes from this higher time frame zone. I hope that makes sense. So imagine this, right? Imagine you being in a higher time frame resistance, knowing that the higher time frame bias is clear. You are in supply. You don't want to long in supply. That's the rule. You don't long in supply, right? Unless new demand is formed. You don't long in supply. So what do? You wait for certain patterns to play out on the lower time frame for your execution, right? That is the thought process. That is the idea. And this is all explained in the book. You can download it, you can see it, you can read all these patterns. You can see it from there. We can go over many of those. But this is what we call a clean CME play, right? Higher time frame supply, reversal pattern, bearish signal, by the way. Why? Because we are in higher time frame resistance. We react, boom, we sell off. Right? That's how I made $4,000 yesterday on this specific trade that actually made me profitable by the end of the day after the euro loss. Right? And this is just the step-by-step process you can keep taking over and over again to just become consistent. It's a very simple process if you understand it. And if you want to then expand, you can make it as beautiful as you want, my friend. You can add in the fundamental data. You can add in the CT data. You can add in so many different layers to validate your supply zones, to make sure that the fundamental backing is there. So the chances of that zone holding becomes even bigger. Bro, you can make a bunch of money. It's actually not that hard. You need to stick to a certain system and process and not be afraid of losing trades. Yeah, this is exactly the reason why we waited for gold to close this 30-minute here. Because look at this push and this follow through right now. We saw that strong rejection here. We waited for the closure. You wanted to see the breakdown, right? You wanted to see gold weak. You don't want to see gold pushing up aggressively right now while we're being in that resistance here. I'm happy that we waited here. I'm actually pretty happy that we waited here. Thanks for explaining it like this, simple. No problem, my friend, no problem. Same thing with gold right here, right? Candle 1, candle 2, candle 3. Candle 3 takes out candle 1. This becomes demand. Look what happened here. Price respects it, right? Price respects it. Price holds it. It starts to create some W formation. It starts to create higher highs, higher lows internally. And then it sets the real low right here after this high was set. And now price is pushing higher. But this is why we wanted to wait for that confirmation in order for us to say, hey, if we want to short this, right, and you want to take it down, we need a really good reason, a really good confirmation for it. Because if you look at it from this perspective, right, you're in essence creating that reaction into that demand, that higher high, higher low, or equal high, higher low, and then a higher high formation. So that means we're trading counter trend internally, right? So you need a really good confirmation for us to say, I'm willing to go short here. And that will be the breakdown below and the continuation down. Yo, G, tell me what you think about the CADJPY. Yeah, gold is still at resistance right now. So we just have to wait and see how that goes. We can do that real quick. We were waiting for gold anyways. So let's go over it. All right, trend is bullish though, for sure. Weekly trend is bullish. Monthly is bullish. We closed the previous month really strong above that resistance. This new month opened bearish. It's not looking that weak though on the higher time frame. The weekly looks pretty strong. Daily is holding up as well here. Let me actually look at the daily time frame. So we have 12-hour demand right here, right? Candle 1, candle 2, candle 3. This becomes demand. Price respects it. Goes from there. Let's go to the daily. Let's go to the 8-hour. Candle 1, candle 2, candle 3. Respected. Holding support here. So we're finding that support on the higher time frame, right? So it's pretty strong overall. Even though on the lower time frame, it looks like it's getting rejected from this zone right here on the 4-hour, right? You can kind of see this right now. So short term, I would say we're bearish, but in the medium term, we're still holding up really strong. And it seems that we're holding up well, right? We're kind of in between supply and demand. So short term, I would say we're bearish, but overall, I think we are, from a higher time frame standpoint, still strong. Still strong. So if you go to lower time frame, this is that rejection. If you create a range here, we break out, we push down, and we push into this. What do we create? You see me, baby. Okay, so I would wait for that confirmation. I think short-term bearish and then medium-term bullish still. The reason why I'm saying bearish is because the yen itself is in support right now. What do you think about the euro and New Zealand dollar? Man, good. You guys want to see the cross first, eh? Who's trading cross pairs here? That's actually good. That's actually good to know. What do you think about the EURNZD? We can go over it as well, man. Let's do it quickly. We're simply waiting for gold to see what's happening here. Give it a little bit of time. Euro New Zealand dollar in daily demand, my friend. Daily demand. Trend is still bullish at this current moment. We haven't broken the low yet. We are in daily demand right now at the moment here. It's kind of in the middle. It's kind of ranging, I guess, on the lower time frame. We are in a range. So I would be cautious trading it here, to be honest with you, bro. It's been a long range. We're kind of flat. You know what I mean? I think we're kind of in a no trading zone here, to be honest with you. Just a bunch of ranging. Just a bunch of ranging right now. Let's see if you can break out of the range and you can actually create something like this. A CRC right here, right? Daily demand and then the range, breakout, retest. So for people who are new, this is something that we cover a lot. It's on page 47 of your ebook. If you go to page 47, the main patterns that we look for when we bounce from demand or supply are these two patterns right here, right? Consolidation, expansion, retracement, continuation, and consolidation, manipulation, expansion. If you study these patterns yourself, it can be on gold, it can be on currencies, even on indices, you will succeed as long as you understand the higher time frame. So in this case, daily demand, range, breakout, right? That's kind of what we're looking for. Or something like this. Breakdown, reversal, pullback, continuation. And if daily demand gets taken out, you simply wait and see what happens after that. You're not in trade anyway, so you couldn't care. You just simply wait for the next zone. Four minutes till the news. All right. Yeah, we also have news today, guys. It is one of those days. One of those days. Let's see what happens with the dollar and let's see what happens with gold. Let's put them together.
No such thing as playing both sides, I know. Life is better in the dope ride, I know. The water better in the low tide, music better amplified, staying down for upsides, I know. No such thing as playing both sides, I know. The life is better in the dope ride, I know. The water better in the low tide, music better amplified, staying down for upsides, I know.
Hey Lorenzo, I heard you got clapped by the EURUSD trade from yesterday. Absolutely, got absolutely rocked yesterday on that trade. Big loss, $2,000. We had our range. We had our breakout. We wanted to enter. I wanted to enter on the retest after tapping into that zone. Price. What actually happened was price reversed, took me out, and then went into the direction I wanted it. Yeah, that was yesterday. If I took the larger range and this was the manipulation and we broke higher, then this would have been the right trade, but this was way too late to take her. Luckily, we got into the dollar yen after that, so. Good that you share your losses. Of course, sharing wins is one thing. Sharing losses is also another thing here. But what the ideal is that you just show that it's a process, right? You show that it's a process. If you want to make consistent gains, don't get fooled by guys that are always showing that they're winning. That is usually never correct. Like they're hiding something you're not aware of. I know professional traders that have 10 trade losing streaks, yet they make bank. They make absolute bank. Lorenzo, what are you waiting for gold right now? I'm looking to see if we're weaker or if we're holding strong. If we're holding strong, most likely not be interested right now. We have news, right? This is another layer. Came out negative again for the dollar. Why is the dollar not pushing down? Why is the dollar holding that well? Well, the main reason why is because the dollar is in that freaking demand zone. That's the main reason why. We're holding that, we're respecting that zone. For now. For now. For now. On the 30 minute. We're actually holding up and respecting it really well. Right? So if that's the case, then we're gonna suffer a little bit here. But I do like how gold is setting up, to be honest with you guys right now. I really like how gold is getting rejected. How we again got rejected at that same high. The news has passed right now. We have more news, what? In like 12 minutes. Fucking hell, man. Ah. Do you trade? I don't really trade the news now. The reason why is because if you trade news on gold, you have probably seen it before. Why it's not smart to get involved. Why we're trying to get into a trade before the news most of the time, right? Most of the time. To be honest, trading news on gold has burned me more than it benefited me. That's just the facts. Gian says, I'm so excited about myself. Nice. You should be. Thanks for your time and dedication. I read the LTA ebook. Honestly, very good. Amazing, man. It's so annoying because I want to short gold. I like what I see here, but I know that news is coming in 11 minutes. And it's just one of my rules. One of my rules is do not trade the news right now at the moment. You got burned too many times here. Yeah, you made some really good gains. Your account is growing, right? We're trying to build this up again. Some real shit, right? No prop for money at the moment. Lorenzo, how's the chest program? What do you mean? We see you hitting the bench. Ah, the bench press. Ah, nice. Yeah, man, we're trading again. We're back. We're back. We're killing it. We have been doing well lately, man. We have been pushing it. We have been pushing the gym. Good afternoon, Lorenzo. If you knew gold was going to reject at that zone, why didn't you not short and scalp at some profit? I don't know. I don't predict here. I will only react to the market. I'm just going to mark out a level. I never would tell you this is the level where price is going to reject from. 100%. I forgot about it. I kind of learned along the way that that doesn't really make sense because no one really knows. Price reacts from this level because it does react from this level, right? Aggressive buyers are trying to buy into that level. Price rejects, couldn't break higher. Sellers take over, price breaks down. The reason why I didn't trade it is just purely news related, to be honest, bro. Purely news related. Purely news related. How long for news? 7 minutes. 7 minutes, G. 7 minutes. If price breaks down, it'll be super annoying. One thing is for certain, right? The dollar is holding. Dollar is respecting the demand. So that's why we say never try to long, right? If you were longing right here around this level, you're trying to push into this level, would have been rough. Would have been rough. Alice says New Zealand dollar, US dollar looking clean for sells in daily supply. CME formed, just waiting for EM1. Let's look at the New Zealand dollar, US dollar while we're waiting here. How many minutes to go? 5 minutes. Okay, 5 minutes to go. Did I trade it, New Zealand dollar, by the way? I think I did. Yes. Okay. Daily supply, yes. 15 minute. Yeah, it looks like on a 5 minute time frame, right? You look on the 5 minute? Give 1 second, geez. Finance Decode, welcome to the channel, my man. Good to see you, bro. Welcome. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, 1 minute for this news to come out here. That news really fucked with us in my opinion today, because if that news wasn't there, I think we would have already be in a trade right now. All right, almost there. All right, let's see. Bullish for the dollar. Finally, some news favorable for the dollar. Been a long time. How did you start using the VAR profile and did it click instantly for you? So I tell you that, my friend, I was invited actually to join a class by a guy, a friend of mine, and he told me about the VAR profile. And I never heard of it. I was like, you know what? It sounds interesting. Let me see what he has to say. And he showed me, he said, yeah, actually look at this level and look at this level. Now mark out this level and let price run to it and let's see what happens. And I took a trade. I remember it so well. I took a setup just as a test. I took a setup from that exact level, the point of control. I don't even remember how I draw it or whatever, but somehow it tapped into that level. I took an entry. I sniped that entry perfectly. It went, and it went. And ever since that moment, I was kind of hooked. You know what I mean? I was kind of hooked. I was like, you know what? These levels are the real deal. So I thought I was going to become profitable. And I thought that's going to be the moment where I'm just going to take over the whole game. Well, guess what? It's not the secret sauce, okay? It's not the magic. It's not the secret sauce. It is, but it isn't. Because you need a lot of more context. You know, you need to understand more than just drawing a level, right? If everyone can just mark out a level, right? And take a trade from a certain level. On which level? On which direction, right? There are a lot more things to it. Yeah, anyways, ever since that moment, I started to study the VAR profile years ago, and I never quit using it. I kept using it for years. The proof is in my trading nut interview 4 years ago. Same thing. Yeah, anyways, guys, right now on gold, you can kind of see the scenario, right? You can see that gold is getting rejected. On the higher time frame, it looks like this. Suddenly, it doesn't look as bullish anymore, right? Tapping into that zone, getting pushed down, breaking down, now trying to push back lower. You can kind of see how we're rejecting here from this moment. Supply is in control. Keep in mind that higher time frame resistance is also still in control right here, right? We still have that resistance right there that we cannot break. We cannot break that level here. So for the people who are trying to buy gold, or we're trying to buy gold here, during the London session, you had an opportunity to buy gold and to get out once you reach the zone. But right now, I think it's pretty much only sells, right? To be honest, like I would not look for any buys until either you push down, you create a new setup, or you break out and actually break out that high, right? Actually break that actual resistance right now. Unfortunately, the news came kind of in between us. Otherwise, this would have been a pretty good setup. But one of my rules personally is that I simply do not trade. I do not trade news. That's it. I cannot trade news right now. At least that's what the data tells me not to do. Maybe some of you guys have been killing it with news. If you have, please let me know in the chat. But I actually got absolutely wrecked over time though. Like I had some lucky shots, right? I had some lucky shots, but it's not something I could really focus on. And you never know, right? If it's high volume, low volume, you never really know. Toker of X. Lorenzo, been watching. Yo. Lorenzo, been watching a long time. Started using the fixed range volume profile when you first showed it on YouTube. And I've been trading it since. I do not have a mortgage anymore, bro. GG, my friend. GG. Absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. Frida says prop firms don't allow trading in news as well. I think it's what, 2 minutes before, 2 minutes after, something like that, right? Which is annoying sometimes if you trade news, if you like to trade news. But yeah, I think gold is gonna range. I don't really like the price action, to be honest, guys. I think it's gonna turn into a no trading day. It's very unfortunate because I would love to trade here, similar to yesterday. Would love to get into some trades with you guys and see what's happening. But I have to follow the rules here. And right now at the moment, I think that we are just pretty flat. But if there is something I'm looking at, it's gonna be sells. It's not gonna be buys until price breaks down here. That's the only thing I will be looking at. Okay. Same for me, just waiting for the right confirmation. Don't try to force anything. Exactly, man. I mean, that's how we grow our accounts, right? That's how we actually push forward. Otherwise, it just gets very messy. It's very messy. Holding pips is 10 minutes for news trading. That's crazy, man. That's really long, though. I think they do it for a reason, though. Maybe a lot of people make bank with trading news, right? Kind of the idea here.
Yeah, no. Like the price action on the Dow Jones at the moment.
Yo, Ryu, what's up, bro? Just
Oh, what's up, Lorenzo?
Just checking in. Yeah, man. I saw you've been looking at the Dow. The rest of the market looks pretty messy today, man, to be honest with you.
Yeah, even Dow, to be honest, doesn't look that clean. I don't like the price action. So it might be a no trading day for me.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Okay. All right, guys, keep it safe, man. And I'll talk to you soon.
All right.
Let's see you in the training floor.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Talking about the data, by the way, yeah, news trading has not been favorable to me, so I'm not going to force anything around news. Gold's pushing up again. What I don't want to see today from gold is that it's just going to be a range bait, right? Pushing up, looking like we're following through, but not following through, and just pushing back down again, back up again. It's Wednesday, it's the midweek, one of those days as well where I'm a little bit more extra cautious. Yeah, our goal is to double this account, right? To grow this from 50 to 100 Gs. We're now sitting at 60. So we made around 20% already. Let's see what we can do. Let's see if we can grow and keep growing this account further. But yeah, that's it, guys. I'm going to keep it cool and easy today. If I see anything, you guys know where to find us, right? I keep telling you guys over and over again. You know where to find us. Yesterday's dollar-yen trade, okay? Our exact dollar-yen trade we just talked about right here came from the Telegram, okay? So we had a loss on the EURUSD. We had a big W on the dollar-yen, okay? This came from the Telegram. You can go into our Telegram if you want to get updated about any further movements, any new trading ideas, new setups, everything in a matter, okay? After yesterday's stream, directly, first thing I did when I saw it was share it with you guys in the group, okay? You know where to find us there. You can join us by following the instructions. Click on the link in the chat. Someone will share it with you right now. I'll see you there if you find any updates, if you find any setup. Also on gold, by the way. But I doubt it. I think if there will be a trade, it will be the Forex setups, the currencies for now, because of the dollar reacting from the demand zone. All right, I'll keep you guys updated. Hope you learned something today. Supply and demand, start backtesting this shit. I really want you to learn and get better in understanding supply and demand, okay? The full explanation why supply and demand works is in this free book that you can download here. 300 freaking pages of information. Supply and demand is explained there in full, okay? We talked about the 3 candle bar play. This is what you're gonna find it here, okay? Supply and demand. Because once you understand supply and demand on the higher time frame, everything else becomes 10 times easier. And what I've learned is that most traders struggle not with the execution or the trade, but with the bias, having a good daily bias. If you can work on your daily bias, you're gonna see improvements in your trading. I can guarantee you that. Absolutely, can guarantee you that it will help tremendously. All right, so work on this, and I think you're gonna see some improvements there. All right, G's, keep it safe, man. I'll keep you updated. See you on the next stream. Let's see what we can do. Yep, we're moving forward from there.
Hey.
Peace. Cheers. Thank you. Like.
Let's see how you do under pressure. Oh. Yeah, I've been wanting this shit forever. I've been in the field with whatever they throw at me. Brush it off, pick myself up, moving on to the better. Okay. Hey. Yeah. Ain't no errors, baby. It's a new era. I wake up early, feeling rich like I'm Kesha. I get to the paper, boy. Extra. Fuck with me, you know that I got it. Come with me, let's take a trip to the islands. We up on the jet, we'll do more than just fly on it. Stand on that hill, you gon' die on it. Boom, boom. Baby, I'm not one of them, you should try on it. Miss me with all that, I'm on to the next. Fuck this up, I send you back to your ex. But good luck with that, this is big as it gets. Hey, let's see how you do under pressure. Let's see how you do under pressure. Give them a name to remember. Hey, let's see how you do under pressure. Let's see how you do under pressure. A moment can live on forever. Yeah. Oh shit, they don't let me shoot a whole clip. Firepower in this coalition. We just turned the field into a demolition. It was desolate, but I had premonition. I was training for war every exhibition, every extra mission, every enemy listening. Get off my dick, I got bad intentions. Make it right every wrong, and I'm back with a vengeance. I show you the ropes. Peace.
Start to feel like I'm on one. Settle in, I'll be here for the long run. I'm a slave for the cash, got snakes in the grass, no brakes on the ad, but it's all fun. We done seen it all, heard it all.